Hi there, and welcome to Intro to Computer Science with myself, Mr. Hayden. I want to tell you a little bit about me before I get into the course. I have a Bachelor's of Science degree from Cornell University in Operations Research and Systems Engineering. I worked as a technology specialist for many years in the 1990s and early 2000s for a software company in Rockville, Maryland, and a major legacy airline in Arlington, Virginia, U.S. Airways. I then earned a Master of Arts in Teaching at Fairleigh Dickinson to become a math and computer science teacher, and I've been teaching here at the high school since 2007, and I've been teaching computer science since 2010, and I absolutely love it. I'm also advisor of Roxbotics, which is the Roxbury Robotics team, which is an exciting new activity here at the high school that your student or your child might be interested in joining this year. All right, so what are my objectives for this class? First of all, teach students to be good programmers. That's probably the most obvious one. Also develop students' analytical thinking skills. Programming is an excellent tool for this, as most of programming is, that's really what it's all about. I'd like to also encourage creativity. We do a lot of design, a lot of GUIs for all our applications, and this really gives students who have an artistic flair or talents in that arena to employ them with their programs. And I want to just show students the joy of programming. I do love it, and I hope it wears off on them. And finally, I'd like to encourage students to pursue STEM disciplines in college and beyond, as certainly that's where many of tomorrow's jobs will be. All right, what do we do in this class? We learn a couple programming languages. One is C# for Windows. Then we also do C# for the Xbox 360. We'll be doing a little bit of Java programming in the spring, and we will probably be toying with App Inventor for Android to do a little bit of mobile app development. All right, how was your child graded in this class? This is mainly a lab class where we spend at least half our time working on programming assignments in class. So as a result, about 50% of your child's grade is going to be those programming assignments. 30% homework and 20% quizzes, and I do try to update Genesis regularly. All right, so what are the programming projects? Well, there's several large projects per marking period. I do not only emphasize coding, but also on GUI design and good coding practices. Students turn in their own assignments, but may have in-class assistance from classmates and me, which is certainly the way the world works. And some of the typical games that we've made are tic-tac-toe, a calculator, a card game, 2D video game, mobile app. In fact, here, let's see if I can run one of my favorite games of one of my students. I don't know if you're, oh shoot, the keyboard is not working. Well, let's try it again. All right, it's a version of Flappy Bird, as you can see. We really had a lot of fun with it. Flappy Bird, as I'm sure you remember, maybe your child played quite a bit of. It was quite a popular game this year. All right, let's see if I can stop it. Yeah. All right. So we had a lot of fun with that. That was one of the big projects we worked on. And we'll probably be doing some other fun game like that, maybe 2048, that grid game that many students have become addicted to. All right, homework, 30%. There'll be small assignments, 10 to 15 minutes, probably once a week, not every night. They'll just help the students find out if they know the material and help them learn the material and help me to find out what they're having problems with. Homework is graded for effort. No partial credit for homework turned in late except for excused absences and other unforeseen circumstances, and the homework should be made up. All right, quizzes, 20%, maybe once every 2 weeks. They'll be pretty short, given on paper or even the computer on my computer-based testing app, and the quizzes can be made up in class. I do put a 0 in Genesis until a quiz is made up. All right, so what software do we use? We're going to be using Visual Studio 2012 in the Microsoft world. We're also going to be using NetBeans for Java development, and we'll be using MIT's App Inventor for Android in the spring. Personal computers. Students can bring in their own PC or laptop. This is completely unnecessary, however, and a MacBook will not work with Visual Studio 2012 Express. You have to have a Windows PC. Also, we will be using Chromebooks. Most of the kids in your class, the class will have Chromebooks. We'll be using them mostly for online practice while in class, and you shouldn't be concerned if your child's a senior and does not have a Chromebook. Working on projects from home. Since all of the software, as I may not have mentioned, is completely free, students can port their programming projects either on a flash drive or upload them to Google Drive and work on them on a PC at home or anytime throughout the day in the classroom, even when another class is going on. Materials. I don't supply textbook. I do supply notes electronically. And what are the resources for the class? Probably the #1 resource is Google. Believe it or not, it is an excellent resource for programming questions, and there's just a huge amount of information out there that is freely available. Also, I put all my materials on Google Drive, and there are also online resources that on YouTube. There are screencasts, and I actually make my own screencasts, and I'm going to try to open one here really quickly. Okay, so basically they're me kind of explaining how to solve a programming problem. I try to make them be as creative as possible. I think you can kind of see them going on. I think they're more exciting than I'm sure the kids think they are exciting. I do have a website where I also post all of my information and all my papers and project files. I'm also subscribing to Remind, and I will be sending out text messages to students who sign up for the service to receive text messages from me. Typically, this is not a class where many students get less than an 80, and typically if they do, it is usually from excessive absences or a complete lack of effort. Extra help, I'm staff the media center after school every day and am free blocks 1 and 5. If you need to contact me, please send me an email to lhayden@roxbury.org. I have the standard email address, which is also available on the school's website. I only get one voicemail message a year and sometimes none. So as you can imagine, I don't check my voicemail that regularly, whereas I do check email probably several times a day. So that's your best bet. And I'm looking forward to a great year.